I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I want to re-evaluate this issue of stampede for food and palliatives in Nigeria. I did a course on food scarcity in Nigeria when I went to do a master's in public admin. And one of the reasons that we have food scarcity, apart from many others, is that we had a sudden change in our dietary preferences. When we were younger, we ate rice only 4 times in a year as a delicacy. Occasionally, if we needed to eat rice, we would buy from Mama Put. Coconut rice from Mama Put, Banga rice from Mama Put. In fact, there's a woman in Ugeli still called Madam Banga rice. And there's Madam Banga rice in Efrunto. So you could buy a little portion and eat. When my mother was cooking coconut rice, it was palm nuts that people were using to buy from us straight by barter. We'll give them rice, then they will give us palm kernels, yes, palm kernels. And then we'll go to Warri to sell the palm kernels and buy what we needed at Ofuoma. But cooking rice at home was during Easter, if we were Christians, during Independence Day celebration, during Christmas and New Year's celebration, 4 times. And then occasionally rice could be brought to the school and then cooked and served to the children. We had that during, I think, Ogbemudia's time in Midwestern region. So I hardly eat rice. I occasionally do. I eat more of African meals. I eat swallow most times. Yam, ripe plantain, and I've had a very good health, very good sugar level. I don't eat bread. I hardly eat bread. Hardly. I hardly eat processed food. So I still eat my basic African diet because I believe that that meal that will take time to digest, the ingredients, the nutrients will be released slowly. And so a lot of glucose, fat, amino acids, whatever, are not dumped immediately into my bloodstream. After a while, we had the oil boom. And then we started seeing Uncle Ben's rice from America. And because mothers were younger and they were busy in their vocations, rice was the easiest meal to prepare to take to school for children, and our children got used to rice. And then later, noodles. Let me confess, some of us are Bako, who went to school with palm kernels and gari that we ate during break and drank water. But we are here. We are here. We are here. We don't come. So this change in diet was not matched with a commensurate increase in productivity of this commodity, rice. And because we had oil money, we could import anything. And so this dependency on foreign rice production and the negation of our local production led to this situation where rice is now very, very expensive, and our change in appetite and dietary preferences led to this rush to eat rice.
Why'd I say I'd man the grill? I don't man things.
In my house, this Christmas, most times it is ukodo that we will cook. Ukodo. I don't know the difference between pottage and porridge. It confuses me. But it is yam that you cook, you boil it, you cut it into bits, you boil it, and we're going to use chicken to prepare it. That's what we will eat. Most times, that's what we eat. So we won't rush for rice, even though we might give rice to people. That nearly caused a quarrel a few days back. I've given money for the rice. Another bag again. Another waiting. You go kill me. So, what do we need to do? Number one, let's ensure there is security in this country. Security in the northern part of Nigeria. Security in all parts of Nigeria. Security. Once there's security, farmers can go to their farms. Let me ask one question that will annoy you and will make you call me a crazy man. 30 to 40% of our harvests get destroyed, agricultural harvests get destroyed. Plantains, bananas, yams, cucumbers, watermelon, several products get destroyed. If we are that hungry, why are they getting destroyed? Two possible reasons. Number one, low purchasing power. Low purchasing power. The people do not have money to buy. Even if they had money to buy, increase in the prices. Why the increase in the prices? Number one, increase in the cost of fuel to transport these products from where they are produced to where they are consumed. Number two, these lorries that carry food materials from place to place, the number of roadblocks that they will pass through from either the north or from Ogoja or from wherever to where, from Edo State to where these products are consumed are so many. And sometimes they will need to pay money to those mounting these roadblocks. And these roadblocks, some of them are 500 meters, if not 200 meters apart. Another tragic thing is that you will see on federal roads young men with sticks and some funny looking uniforms collecting money, especially from our northern brothers who are bringing things to the south. That is a federal government road. A local government has no right to collect taxes on federal government properties. That is criminality that is tolerated and celebrated. Tragically, many of these boys are allowed to continue with their evil practices, illegality, because some men who are there benefit from the transactions. And some of these boys are empowered by their political bosses to do this illegality as a form of empowerment and settlement, for carrying ballot boxes, for being their foot soldiers. The next thing is that the cost of inputs into agricultural production has skyrocketed. The herbicides are very expensive. We used to buy those things 700 naira. Now some of them are 1,800 to 200, to 2,000 naira. Fertilizer, the same thing. The backpack you use, the prices have gone up. And then most times these farmers are subsistent farmers. They cannot do large-scale farming that will lead to large-scale production. The next thing is that we don't have post-harvest processing to increase the shelf life of our products such that we can consume them even after the harvest season. I ate dried mango in Durban, in one of the shopping malls, the biggest shopping mall in the southern hemisphere there. The mangoes were peeled and dried.
As you might recall, we've done this once before, but this year Santa has something different in store.
What do you think your mom and
My friend Marcus works in a company that produces more than 100 products from potatoes. So we can have these products with longer shelf lives. The next thing is that we don't have large-scale agricultural farms that are subsidized by government. If we have large-scale cooperative agricultural farms, the price of food will come down. Food will be available. Now, the part that will annoy my enemies. We keep buying new cars and distributing new cars. Every budget, new cars, new cars, new cars. But in Burkina Faso, Traore is distributing tractors. Tractors are more beneficial to the economy than luxury cars. Tractors. And we had a tractor assembly or manufacturer plant, I think in Kano or Kaduna, somewhere in the north, Steyr. Steyr products are very, very enduring. If you see a Steyr truck carrying log in Ondo State or Edo State, you'll be amazed. The people who produced that truck have died long time ago. Steyr trucks were produced in this country. If we can reactivate those factories if they are dead, to produce tractors that we would distribute to local governments, we would distribute to cooperative societies, we would distribute to farmers. The government can do the bulldozing, and then these tractors can do the ridge making and all that. There are simple technologies that you can import from China, from different nations, that we can subsequently bring the plants to Nigeria to produce. You have simple tractors, affordable tractors. And so we can produce rice mills, simple rice mills. Simple rice mills. I was told of a rice mill that is it was bought for 100 million naira. The establishment, 100 million. But today, it mills rice of 10 million naira daily in the north. I told you, this Bonny where I am now had a rice mill and a rice farm as far back as 1842. Bayelsa State has one of the best soils for rice production. Why can't we massively produce rice and call a rice revolution? And then we will see what will happen to the price of rice. The next point is that many of those who are farming today, you don't see farmers, you don't see people who are ready to work. Our young boys are into internet fraud. Our young boys are into, our young girls are into hookup and urgent 2K. And you want to eat. You want to eat and you don't want to work. It is true that all of us cannot be farmers. If farming is subsidized and made encouraging such that government buys the products from them and put in the strategic grain reserve, we will have enough grains to give to people in the midst of scarcity.
Wow, look at this. 94% of people believe company culture is important to an organization.
Then, the other thing is that if we are going to encourage agriculture, we should make it compulsory as a course. English is compulsory. English, does it fit somebody? I'm the one I'm speaking now. Is it very correct? Useless things we study in this in our schools. A plus B into A minus B is equal to A squared minus B squared. You don't see A for market before. Can you buy food with A? Let allow those who want to do nuclear engineering and become whatever. Study those ones. Those of us who are not too intelligent, teach us agriculture, poultry farming, piggery management, fisheries, and all those kind of things. And then we will become employable and useful. Employable and useful. Some of these stampedes that happened, you can't overblame the organizers. I was listening to the one, somebody in Abuja. Most of the people who died in that stampede are not from that Catholic church. Some of them slept on the road beside the church till daybreak, and they were at the gate. They told them to shift back. They refused. And these non-members came and pushed against the gate. They forced the gate out of desperation and trampled on those people. Now you are going to a crowd. You carried a baby on your back with pregnancy. You held one in your hand so that you can get enough. What are you doing there? I was asking myself, these people who were ready to sleep by the roadside, will they be ready to farm, to work? This palliative mentality has not helped Africa. All the palliative aids we have received from the Western world has not made us better if we don't want to use our heads. Palliatives, fine, but it is making us parasitic and to have an entitlement mentality. Thank God the police have said there should be no more distribution of palliative. Una go see shege. When Obi said that you don't buy bread cheaper in the mosque or cheaper in the church, you thought that he was quoting statistics. Now statistics of hunger don't come, and we are feeling it. A drastic economic reorientation and revolution. I'm not talking of violence. Let's think differently. Let's concentrate on tractors, cars, and all that, sort of private jets, this, that. I know they need them for travel, evangelism. But Elon Musk, is it Elon Musk or Bill Gates? They are buying land to farm. You will sit down and say he's an antichrist, but he's farming. People are opening farms. Let us take agriculture more seriously. I remain the area grandfather, Dr. Charles Apoki. I want to use this time to thank my subscribers and those who share my posts. I also want to thank my critics You make me do better. You also, your discussion and your argumentation grows the channel. I want to thank those of you who threatened me by phone calls. I am resolved to be more of what I am doing in this country. I want to thank those people, security agents, and all those who stand by me and appreciate me. God bless you. I want to thank young children from all over the world, from the UK, from Spain. I saw one now. I've not been able to download it, telling me they are my friends because their parents watch my videos on television, their TV screens, smart TV screens in different countries. This is so encouraging. At least we are raising another generation of grandchildren that will take over from our children. I am the area grandfather. I have a webinar coming up on the 10th and on the 11th of January. Send a message to +234, that's the Nigerian code, 80 21 21 92 62. And I have properties for sale. And if you live in the Ughelli/Warri axis and you want land to be leased for farming, send a message to +234 80 21 21 9262. We have large expanse of land to lease out for farming. God bless you.
Airport Dad reserved his Uber ride months in advance. Now they're just in time to be.
Hello, everyone. I don't know what Nigerians are doing, whether it's transfer aggression or people, or is it a normal people thing? Because I'm Nigeria, that's why I always say that it's Nigerians that are doing it. When they have someone who is doing something, they want to pad that person with so much and break that person's back. And in short, it is that person that they constantly are making demands on, asking questions. Have you done this? Why have you not done this? Why have you did a whole lot? So there's this, so I did a tweet, not a tweet this time, I did a video on YouTube and about Mr. Peter Obi and the fact that he was ready to be a shorty for Dele Farotimi. He wanted to help meet all of those bail conditions to have Dele Farotimi, out. And someone had this remark. He said he should use his power for other citizens like that, not only Dele Farotimi. And then there was someone who actually replied and said, where have you been that you have not seen what Peter Obi is doing for some Nigerians apart from Dele Farotimi? Nigerians are so difficult to please, no matter what you do. So that was the response that was there. And I just replied, I said, it's unbelievable. He was just a few days, ago at the hospital to visit an obedient whose family had been involved in a gas explosion. So this is the thing that people do. You want to burden people who owe you nothing. Then the ones who owe you everything, that you're supposed to hold them by their neck. No grief for them, you understand? Make sure they're doing the things they're supposed to do for you are the ones that Nigerians will find a way of absorbing. And even when you're holding those ones accountable, they will be the ones to tell you that, oh, you should leave them alone, you should not talk, you should not do this, you should not do that. But it is on other people that they have, that they have so much mad for. I really don't know, because if there's one politician out there who has done so much in terms of not just waiting for, it's only when it's election. I'm trying to bring up Peter Obi's page to even see some of the things that are there. Some other ones are not, he doesn't even talk about them. You understand? It's other people, maybe people who are on his team, or other people that actually do talk about them. So there are so many things things. So 2 days ago, Peter Obi did a tweet and he said, today, after my visit in the morning to the National Orthopedic Hospital in Enugu to sympathize with and encourage one of us and his family over the ghastly gas explosion that affected his siblings, I headed to Anambra to commiserate with a renowned professor of pathology, Professor Gershom Ejekam, over the sudden death of his only son and practicing doctor, Dr. Chukwuemeka Ejekam, who died in Qatar recently. I also commiserated with his immediate family over the loss. The pain of losing a very promising child who is also contributing productively to societal growth cannot be measured. From there, I headed to Onitsha to commiserate with one of our very dedicated teachers, a good disciplinarian and our vice principal back in my secondary school, Chris King College, Onitsha, over 40 years ago, Mr. Antonio Onyebuchi Ibek-Ziako, who lost his wife at the age of 91. I pray God to grant rest to the souls of the late Dr. Chukwuemeka Ejekam and late Lady Kushnel Ibe-Ziako, and grant the entire Ejekam and Ibe-Ziako families and all of us the fortitude to bear their irreparable losses. May God protect and bless the Ejekam and Ibe-Ziako family always. PO. You know, he signed it off PO, showing that he was the one who was doing this thing. If I go through his handle and there are so many of them, he has done this. This is someone who is going around giving money to schools, giving money to, doing a whole lot of work, way beyond the person who rigged office. The same people that will come out and call Peter Obi over, oh, he hasn't done this, he hasn't done this for you. Will not dare to come out and call the illegitimate president we have there, the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who rigged this way into office to turn Nigeria into a grave. Nigeria is literally a gravesite where people are dying left, right, and center. You see stampede over sharing of food. Sometimes these food items are not even up to 5,000, 20,000, 30,000. People are dying. People are dying over that. Yet Nigerians are not angry enough for them to be able to call him out and hold him accountable. It is Peter Obi that they have that man to be able to follow and say, oh, you have done this. Oh, you've not done this. Oh, you're supposed to do this. I don't blame them, Shao. Honestly, I don't blame them. Sure, they have somebody that is doing something. That's why they have the man to be telling him that he's doing this, he's not doing that. If there were people like the other ones, the one we don't go Dubai, go the chief for Dubai now, who they call her? When election will come, the same Nigerians will be the one to say, oh, that one should be president, Peter Obi should go and be running mate and all sorts of things. Because I just don't know our mentality. We always seem to self-sabotage. When we see the things that will work for us, we don't hold on to it. We rather, we'll be making all sorts of excuses why it's not going to be and all of that, and not focus on that main thing. But anyway, maybe probably in fairness to this person who made this comment, maybe they haven't really seen, Mr. Peter being doing.
Do you live in Manitoba? Then watch this. This month only, we are looking
As so much, and this is here where he even so let me even do another tweet where he has spoken about the person deliberately. So there's someone, a very strong obedient, who a few days ago did a tweet to say that December was really heartbreaking for him. There was a gas explosion in their house, and his siblings were hurt, and this thing came out not long ago, and Mr. Peter Obi went there. He went to go and visit him, and this is the tweet he did. Today, I visited the National Orthopedic Hospital in Enugu following the heartbreaking news of a ghastly gas explosion that occurred a few days ago at the home of one of our obedient family members, uptown of Lagos. The tragic incident left 3 of his brothers with severe third-degree burns. I was there to offer my support and prayers during this challenging time. Such an unfortunate event weighs heavily on us all. My thoughts and prayers are with the victims, their loved ones, and everyone facing similar challenges across the country. I continue to pray for their complete recovery, and that God Almighty grants them healing, strength, and comfort. As we work towards building a nation where safety, healthcare, and basic amenities are prioritized, let us remain united and supportive of one another. And he signed it. And there were a lot of people, who came to talk about this gesture, like someone called Dr. A. I said, thank you so much, Your Excellency. I was 100% certain that you respond to our call during our space on Tuesday. Something tells me that once the news gets to you, you reach out to Uptown Lagos, and you didn't disappoint. Despite your busy schedule, you went further to visit the victims, and this surpasses our initial expectation. This shows how humane and kind-hearted you are. May our collective dreams and aspirations for a better Nigeria be fulfilled. May Nigeria work in our lifetime. You renewed my hope for a better future for this great nation. Thank you, Your Excellency. There are so many of such, remarks that have come out of it. Let me just leave it here. Probably, like I said earlier, that person hasn't related, but just let me put it on record that Mr. Peter B has really been trying in terms of reaching out to people. When you hear something, be like, hey, he's only one person and he can't be everywhere. And currently, yeah, he did win the 2023 election, but someone rigged the election, and that's the person who is destroying the nation. Now, can we just focus on that destroyer? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome Atlantic. I see you. Welcome. Greetings to you all. I don't know why people keep picking up on Peter Obi. To be honest with you, I don't know what they expect from the man. The man is doing his own. Question is, what are you doing? What is every other person doing? That's the real question. All this lame way of always wanting to drag Peter Obi in by any means necessary. Tinubu cough, na Peter Obi some people they call. Iwaka go front, na Peter Obi they call. Iwaka go left, na Peter Obi they come. What are they doing? Stampede all over the country. How many people you see say don't talk come out? How many? We are supposed to have an opposition in Nigeria. What are they doing? What are they doing about it? Nothing. It's so easy to be calling the man that he has not rested since that election. Now, so the man they go, don't build borehole, don't renovate schools, don't donate money. Sometimes I they wonder, hey, I hope say money still remain for this man hand. Yeah? How much, if you calculate how much that man has donated, this Dele Faro to me issue now, only him, they cover the 30 million. We don't know who deposited to property in Ekiti. We don't know whether we don't know yet who delivered that part of it. We don't know. With time, we'll find out. Everybody's quick to the man that is destroying your lives in Nigeria. You people don't have mouth to call him. Call him by his name. He's the one that is destroying your future. You people are so quick to always hang on to Peter Obi because the man know they doing you they go. Which one are you doing? Which part are you playing? That's the most important question. Everybody has a role to play. What is your own role in all of it? Which one are you doing? Can people leave this man PO alone? We have a country to save. Every corner of Nigeria there's trouble. Every corner, e no get where safe. E no get where katakata no dey happen. What are you doing? That's the question. Mona leave PO alone. The man is trying. He's only one human being. How many elites do you have? How many of them are doing anything? He's the only one person that's qualified to be called an elite in Nigeria. Peter Obi is the only one qualified to be called an elite in the right way, in all ramification in Nigeria. Where the rest, where the ones when they dash oil block, when they dash oil money, when they use government money take turn to big boys and big girls, where are they? Where are their voices when you need them? You people know some of their names. Why don't you call their names? Can people leave Peter Obi alone for once and focus on the ancestor that is destroying your future and the future of your children and your children yet unborn? Those are the people you should be focusing on, not the ones that are even trying. The ones that are fighting for you. How many of you have come outside and said, no, we're not going to allow this person to be taken advantage of? For on our front, they arrest Dele Faro to me. What did you people do about it? Has he not been doing something for you people? Is he not one of the elites that has been putting his voice behind every bad thing that's been happening in that society? Has he not been speaking out boldly and courageously for you? What have you done for him? Where is he today? How many days did he spend in jail for somebody that's been speaking up for you, what did you do? The ones that are not doing anything, those are the ones that you people praise. Your mindset is so messed up. Those are the people you praise. The people that oppress you the most are the ones that you clamor for, are the ones that you praise. Hey, Baba, you are praising. But the ones that are speaking for you, the ones that are calling it things out as it is and saying this ought not to be, you people don't go, you go quiet about him. Recently, there's a young man that they said because he insulted Tinubu and insulted Fashola, police picked him up. Should it be happening in your country? Your police came out and said that anybody that insults any thieving politician, terrible politician, that they will arrest them. What did you people do about it? What did you people do? Was there any agitation? Everywhere quiet. But when you see somebody that is fighting for you, you want to do everything. You are throwing all you can, the bath water, the stone, everything. Doesn't that speak to you as a person that there's something wrong with your psyche? That the people that are trying to help you are the ones that you stand against more than the oppressors that are in front of you. In your presence, your National Assembly signed over 49, agreed for your president to use 49.7 trillion. Una sit down and not do anything. The man will work hard for money, when get a generational wealth, when they go up and down, they spread the goodwill for people. Una no dey see, una go forget the oppressors. Una get in front of una, they focus on the one where they try to help una. Sometimes I wish say Peter Obi go just even rest for this Nigerian matter. Honestly, if na me be here, I go wash my hand comot, make I leave Nigerians, make they sink, to be honest. How many places this man don travel waka enter since after 2023 election? There's no place that he has not moved around. There's nowhere he hasn't been. There's no way. What do you people want the man to do? Every time PO this, PO that. If the see me two of una stand now, na not be mate. Where that man don waka, wetin he don do for this in life? No, half of una never reach am. Nigerians, I don't understand. You people are in support, more in love with your oppressors than the people that are helping you. Look at Showore. Showore has put his neck out so many times, several occasions. What does he get in return? What does he get in return? Let's count it. All the people that have helped come out to help Nigerians, please, where are they? What did they get in return? The same people will turn against them and be pulling them down. The same people that he's trying to save. The police now, they are now making laws as they go. Very soon now they will say, if you turn your nose up at any politician, it's an offense. That's where we are getting to. And everywhere is quiet. And we expect that things will be normal. It can't be normal. Cannot be normal. Oh. It's not a cause. It's just what it is. It can't be normal. Because we can't continue like this. This is ridiculous. Oh no, Nigeria.
Located in historic Wesley Hall on the
I dey wonder wetin dey go through some of our minds sometimes, to be honest.
Eyitayo Olonsho. He's a seasoned media consultant from the University of Ibadan. And we also have with us is Shola Afolao. Shola wouldn't be joining us. Oh, we've just been informed. But also joining us here in the studio is one of our very own, the team lead for our digital desks, none other than Abdul Latif Ahmed, and he joins us live in the studio. Abdul Latif, I know I've mixed your designation, but I know you're a lead of the desk. Research, there we go, digital research desk. It was research that was not there. But thank you so much for coming on. And also, it's always fun having to have conversations with you. I'm really glad you are joining us in this discussion. Unfortunately, it's on a very sad note, as we have now lost, the number is now in the tens of Nigerians, and in 3 different states in the north, in the south, and southeast. And it's harrowing to think of families who will be mourning instead of celebrating at such a time. which is the Yuletide season. Let me first of all get your reaction to, just looking at those videos on social media and all that's unfolded in the last couple of days.
First, I would say that I really feel sad about the incident of the needless loss of lives, Ibadan, Abuja, Anambra, because things are hard at the moment, hard enough than for us to begin to lose lives, for things that are avoidable, So what I'm seeing from this pattern is that the value of life amongst Nigerians, is on the low because if we value our lives, we will do a lot of thinking. We once lost the lives of so many people in the Squam Church. What's the name of TB Joshua Church?
Synagogue.
I can say that there was no penalty for the needless loss of lives. And so we have made it a part of ourselves that people can actually die in crowded places and nothing will happen. But it is supposed to be punishable that you would have people in a crowded place and you don't manage them well, you'll be responsible for anything that happens to them. So you are talking oxygen level depletion, for example. Not everybody has, the same state of mind. Some are asthmatic, some have troubled health, some are not
underlying health
medical conditions. So you must ensure that the place is aerated, be it churches, be it halls, whatever it is. You're talking about emergency exits. You're talking about the number of, exit doors and windows that are available there. Sometimes it's even problematic that people bring structures from outside Nigeria, structures that are meant for cold regions, and they graft it in Nigeria, and you have Nigerians morphing into such structures and assuming that it is safe for them to stay in. You have structures that don't have ramps for physically disabled people. So it is problematic that we have a culture of just allowing things to happen, and when it happens, there's no penalty. We leave it in the hands of God. We blame the devil. It's troubling.
Dr. Falonsha, are you with us? Are you back on there? We still haven't had him. Let me come to you, Abdul Latif, and also talk about the recurring theme in all of this accidents and all of this tragedy that we've seen, and that is charity, distribution of arms, of toys, and food drive, palliative. It takes me back to 2020, and just to be precise, when what I saw was so dystopian. That video would never leave my brain.
The one from the
one where they were crawling in from the roof
of the
warehouse, and people were crawling pyramids of food. It felt like a scene from World War Z. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that and juxtapose it with the rising cost of living crisis that we're seeing.
So there's another, the angle about the rising cost of living. People want to do charity. You have to be happy for people who are willing to take out of, whatever it is they have, for the needy and all of that. But you cannot, in the name of charity, not understand that you will expect a certain crowd. The one that happened in Abuja happened around 6:30. Why do we have to do it that early? Have you mobilized enough people for crowd control? The police is saying they must be informed about such activities. But again, if you're expecting a certain number of people, you should make arrangements to be able to hold them, because it can happen anywhere. But you must know what capacity. If you say you want to accommodate 400 people, you should accommodate only 400 people. You shouldn't allow more than that number to come close to the place, because even while you are distributing within the hall, people can die outside the hall where you don't have any jurisdiction over. You are trying to share stuff within the hall. So you must be able to run a kind of crowd control that will ensure that too many people will not crowd themselves in a place where oxygen will be depleted, enough for people to slump or faint or whatever. So, the one in Ibadan, for example, a woman with a baby on her back, she lost the child. The child was was less than 9 months. Oh, why are you risking the life of a child in a place like that? So yes, there's hunger in the land, people need palliatives, whatever it is, but it is not an excuse. It's not enough reason for you to allow people to go to crowded places without controlling them.
Latif, I liked the way you started, when you started by saying that there has been no penalties from any of these instances that have happened from the past.
Yeah.
It would seem very, very unfair to actually penalize a person who's trying to help. another person or a group of people, especially at a time like this, we're still going to come back and talk about the actual effect or actual cause, which is the economy. However, penalties for who? The Oni's ex-wife is also involved and has been arrested. If I'm not mistaken, I've been corrected as Oni. The Oni's ex-wife was also arrested. What kind of penalties, what laws do we have that actually are in place to guide these kinds of processes when people inadvertently, I think it's called manslaughter in any case, when it's not intentional. So are there any cases from before that we can fall back on? Should there be any policies that would change these kinds of eventualities if they are to happen? And if anybody has this kind of a big heart to want to help, where do they go through? What authorities must they go through to be able to set a template for them, say this is what you must do, and then we get to talk about health and safety. I know it's a very disarticulated question, but I'm sure you can handle it.
So there's a legal angle to it. I'm not sure what component of our law gives certain regulation, but because we are evolved animals, more sound in the mind, we should be able to say, if this happens, this would happen. You don't want to be the conveyor of negativities of bad news. So one, you should know the capacity. I mean, let me start from the basics. If you have a security officer who manages a certain facility, I want to know, is he enlightened enough to know what the capacity of that facility is? If he doesn't know, it means that 1,000 people can cram into a 300 building capacity building, and he will not be bothered because he doesn't have the understanding that it will be overcrowded. So something as basic as that, are you hiring security agents that do not know these basic things? One. Two, when you announce stuff like that, knowing the present condition of the country, you should anticipate that these things will blow beyond your capacity. So yes, you're trying to do good, but you should not be seen to attempt to do good and then it results into things like one life is too expensive. And for us to keep hearing these numbers, it's traumatizing that in a season that people feel that you're gifting, you're sharing, you're loving, people are announcing obituaries. So it's troubling.
I'll let you complete. I'll let you finish that. But we're told that we have Dr. Folorunso Itayo with us already. Dr. Folorunso, are you here? Can we at least establish that we have you with us? There.
Thank you. I'm here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Grant. Now you are stationed or based in Ibadan, where the first instance happened. I'd like you to give us a sense of exactly what it felt like, or what people have been telling the temperature of Ibadan at a time like this, where people are supposed to be enjoying the season. Instead, now they're mourning. What is it like in Ibadan currently?
Shankly across the line. Shankly with a slapper. What a blast by Josh Morrissey. Lonnie hops inside the zone on in front for Shankly. His shot is the
No one seems to know this, but Amazon actually has a $50 million fund that they have to pay out every single month. And here's how you can get a cut of it. My name is Charlotte Mickelson, and we help everyday people grow their income with this one simple method. And we're pretty darn good at it. Our company, Publishing.com, was named the 19th fastest growing company in America. And the only reason we're so successful is because of the success that we've created for others. And I'll tell you why our method works so much better than anything else you might have tried. It's because starting a business is not the best way for regular people to make more money. And that's what everyone gets wrong. Starting and running a business is hard. It's expensive, it takes a long time, and it requires skills and experience that most people don't have. Instead, we help you plug into Amazon and the $500 billion a year business they've already built. Now, the way we do it is completely different from anything you've seen before. We don't show you how to buy and sell physical products on Amazon like everybody else. The way we plug into Amazon is through this app on our phone called Audible, which most people don't know is one of Amazon's apps. And using this app, I showed my mom how to get paid checks like this from Amazon every month. Look, this didn't make her rich, so if that's what you're looking for, this isn't for you. But if you want an extra income stream on top of what you're currently making that pays you every month like clockwork, that we can help you with. So if you want to see how we do it, my husband Christian, who discovered this method, just finished making the best video training he's ever made, walking you through step by step exactly how to set up this Audible app strategy for yourself. And the best part is it's 100% free. There is absolutely no risk in clicking on this video and seeing for yourself how this is working for so many people. So just hit the button on your screen, put in your email, and you'll have instant access to this free training, which reveals everything. Steven here says, I'm so glad I didn't skip that YouTube ad because my last check from Audible was life-changing. And here's what others have to say about it.
This past month, I reached $8,000 in revenue, and I'm on track to reach $10,000 in revenue this month.
I've been able to go from 0 to 22K in 7 months. And of course, this completely changed my life.
I do this on a part-time basis, about 5 to 10 hours a week. I earn about $40,000 a year. There's no other job that pays with that little time.
So to get free access to the training, all you need to do is tap the button on your screen, put in your email, and you can watch it right away. And look, if you're skeptical that what I'm sharing here is BS, or you think that those were paid actors, whatever you're thinking, that's fine. I get it. But that's exactly why we put together this free training for you, so that you can see for yourself what it's all about first. So you can see how it works, exactly how we do it, completely for free.
Well, once again, I'd like to say that it's been very gloomy in Ibadan right now because a lot of lives were lost in that incident, which happened on the 18th of this month. That was on Wednesday. Actually, I was there when Naomi had an interview at a popular radio station in Ibadan. And people were really looking up to that particular event. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a very devastating, tragic incident. The situation right now is that people are angry, people are not happy, and a lot of parents are traumatized. Some of them are even threatening to burn down hospitals where they're keeping their children, dead children, corpses. That's because of the parental trauma which is being now experienced. But then the government of the state is doing everything possible to douse the tension, by giving out media chat, on this particular one. Then the police also is doing everything possible to maintain law and order so that no one will take a negative advantage of this particular event. So that is just the situation in Ibadan right now. It's very gloomy and the atmosphere is very tensed.
Dr. Felicia, you also you just talked about the fact that people, parents especially, are threatening to burn down facilities. We also hear that there was a media house that was involved in all of this mess. We heard that perhaps maybe one or two of the individuals from this media house were manhandled by a group of people, perhaps maybe at the event or after. Can you give us any clarification on that?
Yes, as regards the corpses of the children, 5 different hospitals were assigned, basically where people could take their wounded children to at that point. I wouldn't want to mention them now, but I wouldn't want to mention their names now. But then, for the sake of identity misplacement, the police and the Oyo State government gave the instruction that proper investigation and identity mapping should be conducted so that, they wouldn't be given different corpses, to different parents and so like that. So some of the hospitals were trying to follow up, why some did not really have the facility to keep the dead children of the corpses. So you could understand the trauma of parents, really, and one could understand if they were angry, really, to have their children So that is just in that area. It's just to curtail identity misplacement so that different parents will not be going on with different children. And, it was a kind of a crisis. So nobody could really understand what was really what. Then you asked the second question, right?
Yes, regarding the involvement of a media house and its owner that has gone out of hand, where it has resulted in one or two people being manhandled by
the staff of the radio station being manhandled by aggrieved members of those who were victims in this stampede.
Yes, the event was supposed to start later in the day, I think around 10 a.m. or thereabouts, but the information we gathered was that some people even slept over in that venue, which was Islamic high school in Basharon. Some parents slept over there. So as early as 5 a.m., the place was already filled up. As a lot of people were trying to, because when I woke up that same morning, I could see a lot of taxis, people were rushing. So I was just wondering what was actually going on. But then eventually we could understand that they were heading for Basharon to attend that. The organizers actually promised 5,000 naira to each child, and they were actually expecting like 5,000 children. But we could understand that before 4 a.m. on that fateful day, the whole place was filled up already. Parents, adults, even adults were not really invited, but adults were present. And by 5 a.m. and 5:30 a.m., the radio station in question now had deployed media sensitizations, telling people that they should not go to that place again because the place was filled up and all that. But our people, nobody was listening to such an advice again. So everybody was heading towards that place. I had a particular person very close to me who went with two children, and she said that by the time she got there around 6 a.m., the whole place was already filled up and people were struggling, to get into the compound of that particular school. So the part of the organizers from that radio station came around, really. But then with the stampede, they couldn't do much because at the point they had to fling the gate of the school open so that people could come in. And that was where the stampede started from. As people were rushing in and, at the point they said they were going to cancel the whole event. But I want us to realize that this event was Ibadan edition was not the first. Because I still remember this was conducted in Ondo State, in Ogun State. The Ondo State edition was last year at Ileoluji. But then maybe it was well organized. But this one, okay, let me give you an example from how the whole thing could be. That particular radio station is a popular radio station in Ibadan. And its audience as the masses, the market women, not really the elites as such, but then, and we have majority of the people in this category. So some of their representatives were really manhandled. I have to attest to that. In fact, some of them were beaten by angry parents.
Okay.
Yes, they were beaten, and they were beaten with their teeth and all those things. They were attacked, really.
That's very, very poor.
Dr. Folonsho, I've raised this conversation with you, Ms. Now saying that that oftentimes when you're a volunteer at an event like that, you are stuck between, the deep blue sea or the devil, which is how many persons can I turn back, and my aim here is to help people. And there are people who would come to you with the most harrowing, sad, depressing story, and you have to pick and choose who to help. And time again, these are the situations that one finds himself. If they had shut down like you said, they were stuck between opening the gate to help everybody, because how do you turn back that entire crowd that are there? So it's completely hard, and our heart goes out to the families of those who lost the 35 children. I mean, I'm wearing black. Mazino has a touch of black, as well as Abdul Latif. From here in the studio here at New Central Television, our heart goes out to the victims, and also to the organizers and everyone here. It came from a good place, and it just melted into tragedy. I mean, Dr. Folosho, I must say thank you so much for taking out the time today to discuss with us. Abdul Latif, as always, you are sublime. Thank you for your insight as well.
It's crazy. This is really crazy. Anyway, Sha, everybody know wetin the problem of Nigeria be. So when we are all ready, I think we all know what to do. Instead of regurgitating and going back and forth and arguing, engaging in meaningless argument to people, I think when we're ready, we will all know. Everybody will take the positions they need to take and do the needful. You know, it's gone on too long. A young man was arrested today because they claimed they insulted T-Pain and Fashola and the rest of them, and everywhere is quiet. So it is when it starts to happen to one after the other. And by the way, the so-called Nigerian elites are not absorbed from this, so everybody is waiting for their turn, because it looks like these people, they will harangue anyone as long as they get what they desire out of it. I'm hoping that as we're doing all this talking online, there are people actually putting the work behind the scenes to make sure that things move. My question to you and everybody else that's listening, that's going to watch this video after, is make sure you are doing something on your own that's going to be a part of the entire plan to make sure we get our country back. We don't have any other country. It only will take one policy for change to happen anywhere you are in the world. So don't think that, my country, whatever, I can't go back. What role are you playing? It's not by sitting, coming to social media, complain every time. It's about what you're doing also. Everybody needs to learn to put their money where their mouth is. Don't be saying, I wish they would do this, I wish they would do that. The question is, what are you doing? Peter Obi is doing his part. He's gone all over Nigeria, all over. I'm not sure say get where that man never enter. He has been all over Nigeria carrying that message of love and peace all over. What are you doing? Showore is coming with his own courage and boldness and challenging the politicians and the authorities to their face. Okay, and shaking as much as it can shake. Question is, what are you doing? Dele Farotimi was locked up because he wants to make sure that there's something done about the system, and he had a plan before they locked him up. I say, my own opinion, the reason why they locked Dele Farotimi up is because he was already planning everybody to find a way, lock up, don't come out, don't participate in anything. That's why they locked him up. Okay, it was supposed to happen December 2nd. Question is, what are you doing? Because you have a part to play in all of this. You have a part to play in all of this. The people that are speaking up that you don't know their names, the young girl that was locked up because she insulted somebody, Beto Kun or whatever the rest of them are, that girl is locked up. She's playing her part. Question is, what role are you playing? You insult VDM from now till thy kingdom come. He's playing his part. Which role? Which one you they do? For the bigger part, so that all of us go figure country when it makes sense. Which part you they play? It's easy to point finger. This one no, they do this one like this. This one no do and well. You know do. Which one you they do? Now be the question. Everybody, we all have our parts to play. In the grand scheme of things, we all have a part to play. So you make sure you're busy playing your own part so that others will play their own part. Then when we all converge and meet, it will now be pieces will now become big piece. And then we can do what we need to do. Because we're not going to leave this country like this. So we're not going to leave it the way it is. The way it is, it doesn't make sense at all. It does not. There's no healthcare. There's no water. There's no light. There are no good roads, insecurity, banditry, terrorism, kidnapping, human trafficking, sex trafficking, organ trafficking, on and on and on and on and on in one country. Now, I just heard that they recently lifted the ban on mining in Zamfara State. Well, you don't find that suspicious? Meanwhile, allegedly, French, what's it called? Base is now somewhere in the north. You don't think they lifted the ban on mining for that reason? Oh, now here I go leave am my people. I don't talk my own finish, but make sure you're busy playing your own role, not just to come online and complain from now till the kingdom come. Nobody's going to change it for us but ourselves. If you're expecting somebody to fall from somewhere to come and fix your problem for you, you're on a long thing. If you don't move, your problems will not move. It's just as simple as that. Oh, ire oh. Thank you very much. Una good night.